So we're starting in child's pose. Just focus on your breathing. Feeling that lovely stretch down the lower back. Reaching those arms forwards. Taking another 2 breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Clawing your fingers as you breathe. And then you're going to slowly roll yourself up. Come up onto your hands and knees. Take a little curve of the spine. Continue that lovely stretch. And then lifting your eye gaze. Lifting your bottom. And go again. Curl it under. And lift your eye gaze. Lift your bottom. And then bring yourself into a neutral spine. I want you to pull back into your heels again. So keep your arms forward. Close your hands a bit further towards the shoulders. We're going to inhale, lift the hips. We're going to do a gentle roll forward into a gentle tricep dip. And then pushing yourself back up, curving that spine and dropping your bottom back into your heels. Eye gaze forward, lengthen the spine. So we're just warming up. Elbows squeeze in, shoulders back. We don't go too deep. We push up, we take it slowly, we curve the spine to come back in. Now, if you're feeling your knees are a little bit too wide, bring them a little bit closer together. Bend those elbows, and we're starting to go a little bit further every time. Curving the spine on the way up. Looking forward, bring it back, and start to get a little bit deeper into the triceps. Warming up the upper body. Lifting, lowering. Curving, sinking back. And let's do 3 more. Start to activate your core, squeeze your belly in tight. Last one, guys. Lift up, lengthen, drop it down. Push all the way back, pause at the top. Engage your abs, don't let your hips drop, don't let your lower back tilt. Drop those elbows into the rib cage. Let's pump the arms. 10, 9, 8, 7. Lift your hips slightly. 5, 4, 3. Last 2, last 1. Sink it back. Take a quick rest back in those arms. Dropping your elbows to the floor. And then bring yourself onto your hands and knees. Let's warm up these triceps a little bit more. So we're going to take the weight into the right hand, left hand on the ground, back flat, lift the elbow up in line with your rest of your back, and we're going to kick back, little tricep kickbacks. So I'm just moving my lower arm, my upper arm is isolated. I'm just lengthening and bending. Give me 5 more, come on, work a little bit harder than that. 4, 3, 2, 1 more, and 1. Straight over to the other side. Roll it round. Abs on, back flat. Lift up that left elbow and kick it back. Keep going, keep going. Give me 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop it down. Bring yourself down onto your elbows. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up into dolphin. So make it triangular position through the body. Feel the stretch, bending, extending through those legs, pushing your heels to the ground, squeezing in through the belly, stabilizing the pelvis and the hips. Push your heels flat down to the ground. Take a breath in. Exhale. Bend the knees to a hover, eye gaze just gently forward, and then lift the knees back up and extend through the backs of those legs again. Inhale, bend the knees, eye gaze forward, flat back, abs fired up, and then kick the heels back, lengthen the knees, hips to the ground, sky. And again. And for 5, Relax through those shoulders. Really enjoy that little stretch as you kick your legs back. Look, 3 more. Last 2. One more. Bend the knees. Let's hold the hover. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Belly's on nice and tight. Thighs should be kicking in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees. Slide the backs of your feet to the ground. Roll it back. Extend the arms. If you don't like sitting back in child's pose, just lift your bottom lightly and then drop your head and chest down towards the floor. So roll yourself up and drop yourselves down onto your elbows. Come into a plank. So this is where you're going to use your mirrors to make sure you haven't just dropped your hips down to the ground. We're sort of doing half plank. Knees wide, abs engaged. Our left hand goes where our left elbow is, and our right hand goes where our right elbow is. Then the left elbow drops down, the right elbow drops down. Left, right, left, right. Stabilizing the hips, no wobbling through those hips. Up for 5. Up for 6. Up for 7. 8. Keep working through that left side. Last one. Hold here, tuck the toes, lift the knees, and pulse the hips. 10, 9, 8, 7. Scoop through that belly. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. And drop the knees. Slide it back. Now bring your body weight forward. Slide your elbows in. Drop all the way down to the ground. Bring your weights with you. A little bit of upper body work. My weights are a bit too heavy actually for this, but there's an alternative with no weights. So your palms are resting on top of the weights, your arms are forward, your shoulders are relaxed, don't hunch up towards the shoulders, your eye gaze is just slightly forward. So my chest starts slightly off the floor. Legs pressed into the ground, kneecaps pulled up, so your thighs are active. We pull left arm back, squeeze and turn towards that direction. Right arm, squeeze back and turn. So what you want to do is feel a slight rotation and a slight side bend. So all those muscles back and forward, a part of your obliques are really active. Now your legs need to be wide, pinned to the floor, separating your upper body from your lower body. If your lower back feels this too much, then simply just take your range a little bit lower. Or if you're using really heavy weights, take your range a little bit lower. If you're not using weights, you can do this with an arm hover and pull back. Arm hover, pull back, and you get more spinal work going on here. Let's do this. Come on, pull up, drop in. Turn, keep the hand and the shoulder in line and squeeze and rotate. Follow that elbow. Pin your hip bones into the floor. So your belly button stays firmly where it is. We're going to do 4 more. Don't rush it. 2, 1 more. 1, take a quick breather, head down, take 1 long deep breath. Keep those legs active, lift your chest, left arm only. Pull it back and press it for 10. Lift the elbow, turn, twist, side bend, feel the waistline working. 5, 4, keep the weight high. 2 and 1, extend the arm forward, take a breath at the bottom. Keep those legs active. Inhale, exhale, right arm, pull back, let's go. Press. 9, 8, 7. Squeeze your butt. 5. Pull that shoulder blade. 3, 2, 1 more. And release. Make a pillow with hands. Take your body forward into the ground. Always take a little wriggle on the hips to release anything through the back. Long deep breaths. Carefully slide your hands around the sides of the shoulders, elbows pulled in, and transition very briefly up into a cat stretch. Stay here for 2 breaths, and then bring yourself back down to the floor again. Just a quick back release. Forehead resting on the hands. Bring your legs a little bit closer together this time. Keep your right leg pinned down to the ground. Bend your left leg. And we're going to lift the thigh off the ground using your buttock muscle and then lightly press it back down to the ground again. Lifting and lowering. But my hip bones do not come off the floor. So when you lift that left thigh, feel your left hip bone pressing down into the ground. It's a small move, but it's a great buttock move. Up for 7. Up for 8. 9. The 10th one stays in the air. We lengthen the leg away, toe pointed, pull the leg in. So my thigh's off the ground, but my hip bone is grounded. Just folding in through the hamstring. 4, 5, 6. Really pull the heel in. Feel the back of the thigh active. Last 8, 9. Last one stays in. Let's see if we can lift the leg a little bit higher, but don't lift the hip and pulse. Little squeeze of that butt. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Release it. Give your hips a little shake. We're going straight over to the other side. Bending your right leg. Let's go. Lift the thigh, drop the thigh. Right hip bone stays on the floor. Your left leg needs to be quite tense, so you keep the left leg strong and keep both buttocks squeezed. So if you can pull your heel in a little bit more. 4 more of these. 4, 3, 2, and we hold up. We extend that leg away. Press away, squeeze in for 10. Press away, in for 9. And keep breathing. 8, 7. And squeeze the heel into the bottom. The hamstring needs to be beautifully working. We go for 4, 3, 2, then we hold in and we lift up and we press pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7. Is that hip bone still on the floor? Lift that thigh up. 4, 3, last 2, last 1, and release. Take a wriggle. Okay, grab your weights, bring them down by your thighs. My weight's too heavy for what I'm about to show you. So you don't want more than 3 kilos. Anything more than 3 kilos is a no-no for this. I've got 4. Have I got 4?
Yeah.
Legs wide. We lift the upper body off the floor. Pull your shoulders back and down away from you. So we're trying to lift. Right arm, woo, up. Left arm, up. Right arm, oh. Left arm, I definitely can't do these weights. So alternating arms, if you're not using weights, it's just an elevation, elevation. Let's do this, come on. Get the chest off the ground, guys. Eye gaze to the front of that mat. Don't lift your chin any higher. See if I can just join you for the last 4, 3, 2, last 1. 1. Now drop your head. Keep your arms where they are. Take a long deep breath. When you are ready, lift your head, chest and up. Lift your arms up. Let's pump them. 10, 9, 8, 7. I'm going to try and do the last 5. No, I'm not. 4, 3, 2, and release. Turn your head to one direction, let your arms drop. Get rid of those weights. Bring your arms around, elbows underneath the shoulders. Abs on tight and lift your hips up into a half plank. Get the nice core positioning correct. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze your butt. Right hand where your right hand where your right elbow is. Push up onto the left, drop down to the right, drop down to the left. Up onto the right, up onto the left, down to the right, down to the left. So on. Come on. Up. 5 more. Hips beautifully still, no wiggling around. Last 2. Last one, stays up on the hands, tuck your toes, lift your knees, and let's pulse those hips. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, last one, and knees down, sit it back. Knees a little bit closer together this time. Let your arms come down by your feet and let your head and chest drop. So if you're curling into a little ball, you might want to grab your feet, you don't have to. You just try and encourage that resting position to stretch through the whole spine. Okay, begin to release off. We're going to work into the chest, do some push-ups. You're all going to do push-ups on the knees because they're quite consistent and they move. So you're going to bring your hands to the edges of your mat with your fingers slightly turned down. Take your knees quite wide so you can move, because we're going to go down for 1 push-up, chest to the crease of the elbows. Then move your right hand to where your left hand is, your left hand out wide, fingers turn out, and then you side bend, and then I'm leaning onto my left knee as I drop, push back up, center. Drop down, chest between thumbs, push up. Left hand where right hand is. Right hand turns out, I come onto my right knee, and I drop down, and I come back in again. Yeah, so it's just a little subtle lift of the knee to allow you to go to that angle. And just keep moving through it. So when you're doing your side one, my right hand, for instance, is facing forward and my left hand is facing slightly out to the side. So it's just works a little bit more. It's different muscles, different parts of your arm and chest. Focus on your one in the middle, getting quite strong. So you feel your chest has to drop a little bit further forward. So your body rocks down. What I don't want to see is your head's doing this, coming to your thumbs. It's all about dropping down, elbows slightly behind, and then using the size of your back, your lats, to do the work. So you should feel it in your chest as you go down, and you feel it in the size of your back as you power up. So we're going to do 4 more. Come into the middle, take a pause, drop down halfway, make sure those elbows are pointing to the back of the room, and let's come. 10, 9, get your hand wide as arm. 7, 6, 5, come on, pull back, chest forward, 2, and 1, arms stay wide, just pull your bottom up and drop your head to the floor, keeping those arms extended. Right, for the next exercise, you need a weight to one side of your mat. We're We're coming up into a plank and everyone's lifting their knees off the ground. Yeah, if you need to drop your knees at any point, you can. You're going to come up into full plank. Fingers very slightly turned out. My right hand is going to grab the weight, put it over to the right, drop that hand down. My left hand grabs the weight, pulls it over to the left, drops the hand down, yeah? So begin. And the whole point of this is we don't want your hips wiggling side to side. Hip stability is absolutely key. So if you feel like you're completely off balance, do this on your knees with your legs wide, because you're going to feel it more in your core if you do. And breathe. And let's do 8 more. 8. So if you get your hips down, have they started to rise up because we get tired? 6, 5, 4, 3. Give me 2 more. Come on. 2, 1 more. Now, when you get to the center, drop your elbows and pulse those hips. Let's do this. 10, 9, 8, 7. I want you to suck everything into the center of your abs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your knees. Keep your toes tucked. Sit back into your heels. So flex right through those toes. Feel the stretch into the quads. Nice open through the toes or the arches of the feet. Tom, come all the way up. Take your hands, interlace your hands equally behind the base of the spine. Push your arms up to the sky. If you get further into those heels. And then when you're ready, release your hands, release your toes. Always give a little tap with the legs. And then you're going to flip around onto your backs. Take your weights with you. We're going to do some chest press in bridge work, okay? Okay, so my elbows out along my shoulders with my palms facing forwards. My feet line up with my knees and hips. Head down. Take a breath in, exhale, roll up into a bridge. So we're going to alternate. We're going to extend one arm up in front of the shoulder, drop back down. Actually, you guys got quite light weights. Do the arms together. So push up, drop down. Now, if you wish, you can incorporate your legs. So I'm going to lift one leg as I chest press, drop back down, lift the other leg. And if you're alternating weights, do opposite arm to leg. Otherwise, keep going, lift and drop. Lift. If you want more, extend the leg to the sky. Press and drop. Press and drop. So we were trying to keep a subtle change of weight from one side to the other without letting your hips drop. If you don't want to do legs, just stay in a bridge and continue your chest press. 6 more. Three more. Get those hips a little bit higher, everybody. 1 more. Then drop your elbows down. Lift those hips. Take your arms halfway and pump them. Just out to the side. Press. Hips up. Squeeze your knees. 4, 3, 2, drop your elbows. Now from here, can you drop your forearms to the floor into a cactus position? This way, Mark. That's it. And then roll out. So if you don't feel that stretch, drop your bottoms to the ground. Then it shows you're lovely and open through the chest. Lift your knees up and extend your legs to the sky, toe pointed. Drop your left leg down, lift it all the way back up, and drop your right leg down. Challenge your hamstrings. The challenge is literally to keep the legs straight. If you really, really are struggling, start from tabletop and just extend away and bend in, okay? You need to just make it a little bit easier. Drop down the left, lift up, drop down the right. We're doing 8 more, 8, and up, 7, up, stay with me, 6, straighten those knees more, 5, come on, use your lower tummy muscles, 4, 3, 2, the right one goes down last, 1, lift it all the way up. Now dorsiflex your feet, pull your toes in and heels away, left leg to the floor, pulse it, just hovered, 9, 8. Now extend that right leg to the sky, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lift it up, bend the knees, and pop those knees all the way over to the right. And enjoy that wonderful stretch to the left side, your chest. You might want to grab the legs, take the knees a bit higher and go a little bit deeper. Two more breaths here. Release the hand from the thigh. Lift both your knees up to the center and pop your feet back down. Slide your hand back underneath that weight and take your arms out wide. Legs to tabletop. Arms up above your shoulder. We drop our left arm out, our legs go to the right, and then we pull everything in and swap to the other side. Legs go to the left, right arm goes out to the right. So we're just finding that balance. Focus very much on the waistline, work your obliques. Always quite nice to have a little pause before you use your body weight to pull back in. If you want more, straighten your legs out, but maybe not go so deep. Just a little bit more challenging. Get your nose. Straighten those knees a little bit more. 4 more. 3, last 2. 1 more. And we reach the top, we pause there and we drop the feet to the ground. Now bring the weights together and bend your elbows so your weight just sit behind your head. Okay, so your arms are close in towards your ears. Your elbows are pointing towards the sky. From here, slide your feet about another 5 or 6 inches away from your bottom. Bring your legs together, squeeze the belly. We're going to lift the knees and extend your arms to the sky. Then we tap the toes and the weight's back behind the head again. So our elbows always stay pointing up towards the sky. So tap down, lift in. If you want a little bit more on the legs, you can flex the feet and press the heels down by lengthening your legs a little bit more. But the most important thing here is your upper arms stay close in towards your head and they don't do a lot of movement. There's a little bit of shoulder movement. Apart from that, you want to feel the backs of the arms, those triceps powering up. And if it feels too much doing double legs, you can drop one leg at a time. Look in those arms. Okay, let's do 8 more, everybody. So 8 from now. 6 more. Come on, bend those arms. Last 3. Give me 1 more. Now hold your legs and arms up. Bend your arms halfway, pump the arms. If you want more, extend the legs. If you want more, drop the legs. Come on, work it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the feet. Drop your arms down by your side. Keep the weights down there. Take a little hug in, little roll side to side. Slide your hands around the back of your thighs and come and sit yourself up. We're going to do some upper body on our bottoms. Hands behind and just sit tall. Pull your chest forward, shoulders pull back. Grab your weights. Bend your knees slightly. Palms facing up. I'm just going to turn to face the camera for a bit. Soften through the spine, so C-shaped curve through the body till your abs are active. And then curl in, turn, shoulder press, back, turn, bicep curl. In, turn, press. Lovely. Now, quite light weights, especially for biceps, yeah? So get full extension in those elbows to the floor, full flexion up, turn. If you want more, lift your legs. Take it as a no. 5 more of these. Come on, let's do this. Work it. And if you're not using weights, same motion, but get a little squeeze back through the shoulder blades. 2 more. Last one. Now put the weights down to the floor, roll up and just sit tall. So really lift the spine, releasing the abs. Roll back one more time. Bicep curls, halfway, pump, 10, 9. See if you can drop back a little bit lower, work the abs a little bit more. 6, 5, 4, see if you can hover your legs off the ground. 2, 1, turn the palms, halfway, let's come. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it out, weights behind, lift up tall, shoulders pull back. Now take the weights behind you, lean into the weights, lengthen your legs and lift those hips up into a bridge. Option is to bend the knees and lift your hips up there. Pull the chest out of your shoulders. And hip presses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, open those shoulders, 2, and 1, and roll it out. Sit tall, arms out, lift up tall, lengthen out. Come forward, catch those feet. You know the score. If you can't catch your feet, bend your knees until you can. Lift and lengthen up through your spine before you fold. And then drop down, head and chest towards those thighs. You might want to bend and extend one leg. If you're feeling really tight, just to loosen out a little bit more. And then just carefully roll it up. Bend your left knee, take it out to the side, and swing your right knee behind, so sitting in a seated hurdle. I want to wriggle your foot forward a bit. Give it some freedom. And if you're really tight, you might just want to drop down towards that knee. If you know you can't open your hips, drop down towards that foot, or find the middle ground. So I'm going for the centre of the shin. Use your right hand on that right foot just to use a bit of encouragement to drop your chest towards it. Not bring your foot forward a bit. That's it, and I'll drop deeper. Drop, 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 nice and deep. Lovely stretch across the left hip, buttock. And then come up, lean behind and drop down onto that elbow at the back. And take your right arm up, lift your hips high, lift your hips towards the sky to come into a side bend. So reach your palm all the way down towards the floor. So in an ideal world, our fingers are touching the ground right now. Try and get full length of the elbow. Nice. Turn your chest towards the sky. And then carefully release the arm. Come up, lean into the hand, turn your knees the other direction. Sit into hurdle this side, swing the foot forward, grabbing the foot with your left leg and dropping down, either to the knee, the shin, or the foot. Breathe. Take one more breath, just going a little bit deeper on the exhale, then roll it out, come up onto your bottom, then lean back into your right elbow, push your hips, take that left arm and C curve. Turn your chest slightly to the sky, palm facing the floor, and just reach that arm. And then release the arm, come up. Then bring the soles of the feet together, lean into your hands behind you and sit as tall as you can possibly go. And this might be enough for you. You might want to keep walking your hands in, straighten out the spine, use the mirrors, have a look at your spine positioning. If you want to go further, you might want to grab your feet or your ankles, you pivot forward from your hips and then you curve the spine down. But down towards your feet, get your forehead to the ground. Open the knees, go a little bit deeper. Carefully release, roll up. Take your knees, lift up tall. Slide your right leg away, take hold of your left. Get your right elbow inside the outside of your left leg. Left hand side, lift up tall and rotate. So turn across the left shoulder, eye gaze across the left shoulder. Pull the thigh in, but push your buttock down. And find that rotation through the spine. And then release it off. Simply swap sides, pull the right knee in, take your elbow around the outside of your right knee, left hand to, so your left elbow around the outside of the right knee, lift up tall and twist. One more breath. And then gently just release off. Bring yourself into comfortable cross-legged position, hands on the shoulders, that's my knees. Lift your chest, sit tall, open your arms. Inhale, raise your arms up into a big circle, bring your hands down, bow, clap. Thank you. Nice to be back again.